I been in my bag. Please don't make me mad. You been in your feelings. That won't get no cash. Only L's I take is LLCs. We first, not last. I been in my bag. I been in my bag. I been in my bag. Please don't make me mad. You been in your feelings. That don't get no cash.
What's going on, YouTube? I got my mans tapping in today too. I want to give everybody a shout out for being in here, especially at such a short notice. You already know how we do. As soon as we go live, make sure y'all drop y'all city and state where y'all from. Make sure y'all represent right. And I'm gonna get my boy on here. Let me invite him again. Let's see. Give me one moment. Let me get my guy in here real quick. Boom. There we go. Let me know how y'all doing today. Let me get them comments showing up. Shout out to Trucking Empire. Shout out to Ashton Howard, man. He said I'm struggling to find Lowe's Authority, but I'm let me see. Give me one moment. He said, but I'm staying positive. I know once I crack the seal, man, positive energy. That's all you could be doing is staying positive. As long as you staying positive, you straight. Everything gonna be all right. So shout out to Cheney saying, hey guys, appreciate everybody. Shout out to Kenya. Definitely shout out to all my mentees in the building. Shout out to Kenya, man. Been rocking with us for a minute. We got to tap in last night. I hope to hear from you soon, Kenya. Let me know how them hacks with that insurance is going. I got my guy Beezy in the building. Let's go. Talk to him, Bees.
What's good, y'all? What's good? How y'all doing?
Man, I got Bruced Up Media in the building. Let me go ahead and leave a comment real quick, Beezy, so I can pin it and they can hit your account and definitely add you on there. So this is just a random live. I mean, barely any promo. I just kind of shout out to my mentee, Louisville, Kentucky. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, barely any promo. I really just hopped on here because we literally today. What, Beezy? What time? I feel like it was 45. No, it was about an hour, huh? We only was on the board like what, an hour today?
Yeah, probably like hour and a half, so 2 hours.
Okay, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And all our drivers was booked. So as a lot of you guys know, you guys always ask constantly, about how's dispatching going? Can you guys get in? Are we expanding, et cetera, et cetera? And yes, we are. Bruced Up Media. So By Luck Media teamed up with Bruced Up Media. The owner of their company is yours truly, Beezy. And he literally did some in-home training, as a lot of you guys know, from the last live last Sunday and from his video as well. What's your video at right now? Almost a K, right?
Yeah, it's like 975.
Yeah. Okay. Almost like this is 975. Okay. So we were right at almost a K on that. So I know you guys definitely watched that. If you guys haven't watched that, go check that out. But yeah, his first week as far as from where he went from training to booking a load, literally his second day in training, and then this week doing it not only on his own but in a whole different state, thousands of miles away. Did very, very good. Cleared over. I'm gonna have to look at the exact number because I do want to say the exact number. Right now, I feel like numbers do matter. So let's see. Give me one moment. Times 2. So he literally cleared $7,650 this week. In lows that he booked, and he only did basically, spot work. So for that, I mean, I think that's huge. So I wanted to kind of give him this platform so you can kind of tell us, a little bit recap on, where you came from, and then also what you had going as far as training, and then also just kind of how your first week was, and then what you got going forward. So go ahead and introduce yourself and talk to the people.
What's good, y'all? Yeah, check out my YouTube channel, Bruced Up Media. So it's been kind of a journey. I've been trying to be I am an entrepreneur. Been doing that for the last probably year and a half, 2 years. But before 2 weeks ago, I was working a full-time job, working for a construction company, Hensel Phelps. Built 2 airports. Before that, I got my engineering degree from the University of Nebraska. So yeah. The numbers made sense. I've been knowing Courtney for a long time. And it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, I can help him grow his company, and I can also kind of do my real estate ventures outside of work. So yeah, flew down to Arizona, got some hands-on training, and just, actually when I got down there to do the training, I had it was beneficial. You know what I mean? He telling me, yo, pull up, come check out the training. I'm like, dude, I can do it from home. I'll be all right, man. Just give me the login. You know what I mean? I FaceTime you. We figure it out. And then, so I got down there and I'm like, damn, this shit a little bit harder than I thought it'd be. You know what I mean? Just jumping in, you just book some loads and then you be fucked tomorrow. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of plan ahead. You know what I mean? The dispatching is pretty much like the brains of the whole trucking industry. You know what I mean? You in between everything. You the heart of everything. You from the shipper to the the broker to the customer, to the driver. Like, you linking with everybody. You know what I mean? So you putting people in the areas to be great. So it's kind of just like construction. You know what I mean? I was a field engineer, so I was the person that was in between the craft, the owner, you know what I mean, and the actual suppliers, et cetera, putting people in positions to be great. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's huge, man. I think that's huge. Even from going from construction to making $100K to kind of, getting into this, but not only getting to this, talk about like how being able to dispatch and even after learning it, and I know you're just a weekend, so, it's still going to be some things learning. I know I just turned you on. We ain't going to talk about it too much on here, but I know I just turned you on to the different filters that I use and, stuff like that. And I know we talked about a little bit later on in this week. Actually, you dealt with it where you booked multiple partials and just different strategies when it comes to booking loads. But just talk about how after you're done booking loads, what's it like for your day and what you're able to do?
Oh man, so so those of y'all that watch my video, I just got back home. So I actually got home after driving 22 hours from Arizona to Omaha, Nebraska, nonstop. Didn't sleep, didn't pull over, nothing. So if you're talking about that OTR, we was OTR. You know what I mean? Don't check my clock though. We wasn't compliant. But so got here Sunday. I stayed up all day because I want to be ready to dispatch in the morning. So I got a couple things done. And then following day, I woke up that morning. We got our driver's book a couple hours in, and then I was off to the races as far as like just checking in with my drivers, but also doing my real estate venture. So I'm flipping a house right now, and then I'm working with my partner to flip a house, and I'm also building a website for our real estate business. So I was able to go to my property, watch my guys unload the crib, and had MUD come in there, turn the gas and water on. And then I actually ended up going to a networking event with a guy by the name of Anthony Goins. He runs economic development in the state of Nebraska. So every dollar that's being spent out here, he has a say-so in it. So I went and networked with him because I'm trying to, make some real estate ventures. Got those connections, met a couple different business owners in the city, guys that are retired, guys that have been doing construction for years. So they're going to put me in position to be, great. So like we were talking about, just being able to be free and on my own time is very beneficial.
That's crazy. I mean, did y'all hear that type of day? Like to be able to wake up, dispatch, get in touch with the city, clear out the house, turn your utilities on at the house. Oh, then I skipped building the website, is that cold calling what you do when you be having that sheet pulled up?
Yeah. So cold calling. Okay. I wasn't able to do that on Monday, but okay. We tapped in a lot, and it's not. I mean, if you think about it, I'm prioritized, so I prioritize right when I woke up that morning. I'm a dispatcher, and I'm gonna go try and hit all these things. So like you might think like, damn, he did all that in a day, but it was really like it wasn't a lot of time. Like what I mean, like yeah. You think you like I could have did more, I could have did this. What I mean, you set your plans up for the day, and then you kind of do what you can do. But in that time, you can't be playing 2K or
right.
You gotta make sure you really get into it. So yeah.
Right. Somebody asked, is commercial properties a good investment?
It depends. It depends if you got a commercial property and you can get those long leases through like businesses that stay for years, like a Starbucks or a gas station. And it also depends on where the commercial lot is. Is it a corner lot? Is there foot traffic? It depends on the medians. Is the city going to allow you to cut a median so you can get more business? Because if I got to go around the corner to come back to your McDonald's, I'm not going to go to your McDonald's. I'm going to just keep driving. So you got to look at all those different things when you're looking at commercial properties. And then, knowing your tenant, what can your tenant produce for rent? But once you get those long-term leases set, you're pretty much set in stone. Like they owe you that money regardless. And then, you go to court if they flop, they still owe you that bread. So you know what I mean. You got to handle it that way.
Definitely. And so just kind of cooperating, and shout out to Trucking Empire, man. Trucking Empire definitely in the building.
Sure.
And so just to kind of corroborate the two, or just any businesses, how would you say, because you're a serial, not just a serial entrepreneur, but a serial business owner, right? And partners with a lot of different people. So how could someone who's maybe getting into trucking, a lot of people get into trucking and they want to do different things, right? So even us, like, how could I get into trucking, create capital, and maybe even network or do what you do, or partner with someone like you? Like, maybe especially the ladies, right? Or even the gentlemen, maybe the older people, maybe the younger people, maybe they don't really like trucking like that, but they like the opportunity to be able to get in, get a bag, and then maybe do something else. Is that something that they could do, or you wouldn't say that, or is it easy to do, or something?
It's definitely an option. Like I know, you can run up, 20, 30 bands in, 2-3 months. You're not doing that working on 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So if you run up 30 bands and that's a down payment on a $300,000, property, you can FHA it 5%, 3.5% down. You know what I mean? And then there's another hack. So watch out my next YouTube video. My homie Too Tall, he's starting a trucking company, but he's also in the property management and flipping a couple properties that he got. And so we got some tools that we used, getting some clearance, some clearance appliances for the load to throw into the rental properties. And when you see these appliances, you're gonna be like, man, them $2,000-$3,000 appliances, but we get them for hundreds of dollars. So what I mean, you're able to boost that value. So when your tenant coming through trying to rent out the place, they like, dang, I like this stainless steel. I like this. You know what I mean? This ain't no regular, appliances. So, you can watch my next YouTube video. There's going to be some tips and tricks on how to get that done. So, yeah, stay tuned.
So you saying basically, if someone's long-term goal, which I think we all can relate, if someone's long-term goal is to get rich, so to say, they can do that. They can get into trucking or, another industry, whatever, but they can run up that quick capital, but that capital would be a good investment when it comes to real estate or syndicate type work?
Oh, for sure, hands down. Because the thing about real estate is, which people don't know, or most people didn't know, is when you invest in real estate, say you buy a property and then you sell that property later on 5-10 years down the line, you can sell that property and don't have to pay taxes on it if you roll into another real estate venture. So say you get into trucking and then you run up 100 bands your first year that you got capital. You take 50 G's of that, and then you go buy a fourplex. And then after 5-6 years, you still trucking. Your tenants done paid down your mortgage on that fourplex. So what you do is you might sell that fourplex 10 years, 5-10 years from now, down the line from now. At that 100,000, that initial investment, that 50 G's that you put down, since they done paid your mortgage down, say you got 400,000 now. So you sell that, you make a profit of 400,000. The buyer pays down your mortgage and then pays off your mortgage. You take your $400,000 cash, and what you do is you roll that into a 20-plex. You can get a $2.2 million property for about $400,000 down. And so now you put that down payment down. Now you got people paying your mortgage again. You never paid taxes on that 400,000. But if you took that 400,000 and you went and bought a Ferrari, or you went and bought something else, you didn't roll it over into some real estate, you pretty much, you lost what's 30% of 400,000. You lost almost 100 G's, just because you wanted to roll it over into something else. But like we talking about, this real estate game is lucrative and it's a lot of tax cuts in a real estate game.
So when you're using words like, especially to the newcomer, FHA and fourplex and stuff like that, just to the average person, they probably like, what is FH? What is that? What is fourplex?
That's like a first time home buyer. So it allows you to put.
Are they still doing that? I'm hearing rumors. The market is so crazy. They're not even letting you do the first time buyer and stuff like that. Is that true?
They're allowing you to do it. There are certain places that you can tap into. So most people, when they're looking to go invest in real estate and get these loans and things like that for a property, they're going to the Wells Fargos of the world, the normal banks. You typically don't want to go to a bank because a bank is a business. So a bank is trying to use their money to make more money.
Is
So
a
they're not.
credit union in that same category?
Sometimes, most of the time, credit unions are more lenient on giving you loans. So you want to go to mortgage lenders. You know what I mean? You're trying to get a mortgage, you're gonna go to a mortgage lender. You don't go to the Kinkos to get your car worked on. You know what I mean? They may be
Right.
able to do something for you, but it's not the right place to go. You know what I mean? So you want to go to the right people, right mortgage lenders that'll work with you. I got a mortgage lender right now who works with people with 580 credit score. You know what I mean? If you think
No
you got
way, no way,
yeah,
no way.
580 credit score, you think you can't get a loan, bro? You really can. You
So
know what I
wait a
mean?
minute, wait a minute. I just did trucking. I ran up a 30 ball, but I
Mhm.
ain't, like you said, that could take 2-3 months. That's not a lot of time. I didn't have enough time to get my credit up. I only got a 580. You telling me with a 580 and 30 G's, I can get into this real estate world?
Oh, for sure. But I will also mind you this. So since now you have your own business, if you have a girl, your wife, your partner, she has a W-2 income, you're gonna need that to get, your property for a bank to give you a
How
loan.
long? How
Because
long I need that for? I can't just pay myself. I'm new to the industry. What am I?
well,
I'm sending.
it depends on how big. It depends on how much you're running it up. If you really, about your cheese and you're really running it up, they might overlook that. But typically, they want to see 2 years of income because like we all know, businesses go out within the first 2 years. You know what I mean? So they give you this 30-year loan, and you coming in. I ran it up for the 2 years. Year three, you flop. You bought your truck and your motor blew, and you didn't have enough money to do it because you got this real estate. You took all your bread and you threw it in
They
the real
should have
estate.
rented. They should
Yeah.
have rented.
You know what I mean?
They should not.
Need the
No,
real estate manager. Hold on.
right. Okay, so wow, that's a lot of sauce. I don't want that to go over people's heads. So I know a lot of people when we talk about on my channel when it comes time to pay yourself, we talk about should we do W-2, should we do 1099s and stuff like that. I recommend W-2 because 1099 is, if they're an actual employee, and I got a video on this, but if they're an actual employee and they're actually taking home the same amount every week, or if it's based on a certain criteria every week. So meaning rather it's a set amount every week, a set per mile every week, meaning like if it's going by per mile every single week, or if it's let's see, per mile. I know some people do percentages. So regardless, get that W-2, you guys. Get that W-2 to be able to have that track record, because even though I know my accountant was telling me, obviously when you do your business tax, it reflects on your taxes anyways, but still on your personal side anyways, as a split income, like with me and Bree's two owners, it'd be split up. But still, you will want that regular income going from that business to the personal just to separate. So you're telling people do the W-2s, don't do direct transfers, just do it right, right? Do it right.
Yeah,
No, no. And when
exactly.
you say they like to see 2 years. We spoke about 3 different days. Are you talking about the banks that you don't really like? Are you talking about the credit union?
Anybody that's gonna give
Okay.
you some bread, they want to see that.
So even those lenders, they still want that 2-year history.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now what if let's say I ain't got 580, I got a 750, but I ain't got 2 years, I got 1. Is there something I could do? And I got money in the bank. It's looking good.
Okay. Like I said, it depends on what you've been doing. Are you really running it up? If you get that relationship with a broker or a lender, they may rock with you. Like that's just like anything. Even if you got a terrible credit score, you got the 580 and you ran it up, but you know how to talk and you created that relationship and you're like, man, I really can trust this guy. I'm gonna go to bat for him when I go talk to my, the upper management to get him the loan. So it's all about that personality and that building that trust. You can't really break trust, and that starts with handshake. They say first impressions are everything, so you want to be professional when you calling these people. You want to know your facts, your information before you call them. You say your house is worth. So I'm gonna just give a perfect situation for myself.
Break it down.
My property right now is worth about $100,000 before I put anything into it. So I know what my equity is in there. I don't have a mortgage on my house; it's paid off in full, and I'm trying to get a loan to refinance that so I can fix up the house and raise the value of it. So it's really, really tough if you don't have a mortgage. If you don't have a mortgage and your credit ain't booming like a 700 and all this other thing, and you ain't had big loans out in the last couple of years. I don't know if you know this, guys, but like for me, I don't have a car payment right now, so they'd be they're looking for you to have those bigger debts, and it doesn't make sense to me because it's like why do I need to have a bigger debt to get a more debt? Like, you know, I mean, it didn't make sense. But
Right. They probably want to see that you can not that you some they want like just like how they want to see that 2-year income, they want to see that outcome is looking good too. Like, okay, he can actually, you know what I'm saying? If he can get a $50,000 car, we can give him 200,000 to get this crib.
Yeah, but another thing you want to do is you want to keep your debt to income ratio below 30%. So that comes to say you got a car out there, you got your car's worth $15,000. You know what I mean? You only make 50 G's. Okay, that's 15% of that 50 G's. So now you got 35,000. Oh, you got student loans. You got $50,000 worth of student loans. Don't really hurt you that much. But things like
what about medical debt?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not gonna get on here and lie to y'all, but I mean, it may affect you. It may affect you in a sense. But student loans, I know don't really affect your debt to income ratio like that. But anything else like a credit card, a Nebraska Furniture Mart card, IKEA card, you know, I mean, if you up there with, you know, your limits is maxed out, they looking at you like, bro, you can't even pay your credit card. How you gonna pay your house note? You know what I mean?
Right.
In the scheme of things, you're gonna pay your house note before you pay your credit cards. But if you ain't got no house note right now, why would I give you this bread not knowing that you ain't gonna do nothing with it? So, yeah.
Damn, that make a lot of sense. Damn, okay, that was a lot of sauce. I seen my man 757P time. He said I need a napkin. That was too much sauce. So, okay. So I want to stick on that topic for just a little bit because I know you do. Is it credit consolidation or what? What do you do involving credit? I forgot.
I mean,
what's going on?
From time to time, you know, I do some consultations. I got some guys that repair my credit, and I definitely like to refer people to them. But
because they like to put us in a box, BZ. I don't, you know, I see different videos, you know, we trucking out the box. You don't have to get in this game and stay in the truck the whole time. And
I like
you
that.
can do all kinds of. It's 2022, right? So I'm glad you hopped on here for real because it's a lot of people that might get involved with crypto. They might want to get involved with real estate. They might want to get involved with flipping houses. They might want to get involved. They might want to get some capital. Maybe their girl really, really like doing hair, but they want to get their girl that shop. You know what I'm saying? Then get the vendor for her. Maybe she like doing nails. So, you know, it's a lot of, I don't know why, you know, everybody thinks like, oh, when they see a YouTuber and they've been or whatever, I guess you can call it a YouTube, whatever you want to call it.
It's crazy you say that because like for me, I struggle with, you know what I mean? Like I watch your channel and I watch other trucking channels and they're specific trucking, you know what I mean? And like, if you get in there and you're not talking about trucking, they hopping out the channel.
They hopping right out. Yeah.
Like,
you right.
My channel's so diverse. You know, one day I'm talking about real estate and then the next day I'm talking about dispatching. And I'm talking about quitting my job and building a website and all this preparation and getting LLCs and doing all these different things. And I know people like, okay, I'm not getting the views that I should be getting because I'm all over the place.
But the main people though, the interaction and the turnover is what we do it for. You know what I'm saying? So them people that it's just like us, even with trucking. I might make a trucking video or something like that. But I might be talking about compliance. They might not click on that compliance video more than they'll click on that entertainment video. And it's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? But that turnover with those people that clicked on that compliance video, them the people that's gonna stay in the game, and the people that's gonna do a really good job. They're gonna be compliant, you know, not being overweight, etc., etc. So yeah. It's not about, you know, being in a box. It don't matter how long you've been in trucking or how soon you want to get out of trucking, or they say the average millionaire got 7 streams of income. One thing I love about trucking is with this one industry, you can have, you know, you can dispatch, broker, you know, you can be a dispatch broker, you can drive, you can just be strictly in the owner seat, you can lease out equipment. There's a ton of different, you know, levels. There's a ton of different numbers out of that 7 you can knock down just with trucking, but there's nothing wrong with putting 10,000 in some stocks. There's nothing wrong with putting, like B said, 10, maybe 20, 30 with a house, or maybe you guys already own a house. Maybe your parents or your maybe you inherited a home and you thinking like, damn, I need something to do. He just told y'all the refinance game. And how is that? Because I'm telling them, let me hear the real numbers on a refinance. So I got a property. It's worth, you know, I might have got it inherited for free or whatever, right? It got passed down to me. I went and got it appraised. They appraised it for 100,000. Is the bank just gonna give me 100,000 and then I only owe them 100,000, or how much? I mean, because it's still loans. I'm still putting myself in debt. So if I do the refinance thing and I get the money, how much do I owe them? Is there a timetable to pay it back?
Okay.
What if I want to sell it? Do I not own it anymore because I just did that? Can I rent it out? Like, talk to me.
Yeah. So let me clear some things up. So the scenario you use of 100,000. So the bank will give you anywhere between 90% or 70%. Typically, they'll give you 80% is what they usually like to the range they like to stay around. So now you got 800,000. Think of it like this: people are like, oh man, you just took out 80,000. I'm sorry, you just took out an $80,000 loan. You know what I mean? You got to pay that back. But think about this: say you're living in it and you're in a house that the upstairs is separate from the downstairs. Maybe somebody can enter from the garage. You know what I mean? You build a wall and you separate the units, kind of. So what you do is you rent out your basement, to a college kid or whoever, and they paying you, $500 a month, $600 a month. Your mortgage is, $700. Your insurance is, let's say $3,000 for the year, and your property tax is $6,000 for the year. You know what I mean? You do that, you do all that math. Typically, that person that you got living in the basement is paying half of your expenses for the year. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And so you're living upstairs damn near for free. And guess what? What are you doing if you're renting? You're paying your renter the same amount of money. You know what I mean? Think about yourself and the person that below you shoes that you're renting out to. You know what I mean? He's never going to have a home. He's always going to be throwing money away every month. That's exactly what you're doing when you're not buying real estate, when you're not purchasing things. You're throwing money away. And you want to say, well, oh man, all these other things come with being an owner. I got to fix the roof. I got to, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. Anything that's going to make money is going to be a lot of work. Hands down, period. If you're not in this, if you really want to make some money, you're not worried about the work you're putting in because you're getting paid for it. Like, you know what I mean? So when it comes to being a owner over a renter, I know I kind of went off topic of what you were saying. I'm gonna bring it back to the $100,000 breakdown. So the 100,000, you got 80,000. You're paying, $1,000 a month for mortgage for a 2-bedroom house. You got somebody living in your basement paying you $700. You know what I mean? So really, you only have to come up with $300 for the month to pay your mortgage. So you're not really paying your mortgage. And if you weren't,
what if you throw some new appliances and stuff down there? Maybe you could charge them the whole mortgage, maybe plus more.
Yeah, maybe you could charge them the whole mortgage. Maybe you get up out the house fully. You rent out both of them and you go rent somewhere. You know what I mean? So now they're paying you $1,400, and then your rent over here is $700, and your mortgage over here was what was it, $1,000? So now you just got to come up with $400 to pay for a $700 apartment. You know what I mean? Wherever you live in. So it's different ways to make sure you're getting stuff paid for. You know what I mean?
Wow. So just to catch them real numbers again, I'm gonna get 70 to 90% of what the house is worth, and then I'm gonna owe them how much?
You're gonna owe them a lease. So if you got 80%, you're gonna owe them 80,000. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, no interest on the loan?
Yeah. So your interest could be anywhere. So interest is going up on rental property or mortgages now. You used to be able, if you had like a 750 and up credit score, you was getting 3.25 or maybe lower than that.
Yeah.
I would say towards the end of 2022, you're gonna find mortgage interest percents around 4% or 4.25%, somewhere in that area. But think about it, guys, that's damn near the price of inflation. You know what I mean? So if you're making $100 this year, that $100 is gonna be worth $104 next year. And so essentially, you didn't really gain. That's why banks don't like to give these, you know what I mean? So if you came to a bank instead of a mortgage lender, a bank's going to ask you to put 25% down. So if you want to buy that $100,000 house, they're going to ask you to put, $25,000 down. Instead of going to a mortgage lender and FHA in it, they're going to say, well, shit, put 5% down. 5% of a $100,000 house is what, $5,000? You know what I mean? So if you got 5 bands, you could be a homeowner right now. Period. So
that's crazy.
People don't know this information. It's out there for you. I didn't know it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I ain't, bro. That's wild. I still, that's why I'll be picking your brain so much when we have our private conversations, because I didn't know about it neither. But I know my trucking business, I'm in, trucking opened the door for us, but it's creating more opportunities. Last year we invested in our first crypto. We're thinking about investing in our first home. We have a media company. So obviously we have dispatching that's turning into its own entity now. So, damn, that Love how hopping in this industry. I can dibble and dabble in other things. This industry made a lot of things possible for us, and I'm appreciative of that. So
Can I
I
say
like,
one thing? I'm a preach to this because I've known Courtney since we was kids, you know what I mean? And like to see him immerse himself in his trucking, like that's what you really got to do if you want to grow anything. You know what I mean? When I came into the dispatching and I lived in his home for a week before I came this, you know what I mean? He knew a lot of information. It wasn't like, oh man, you know, yeah, you might not want, you know, he ain't searching up, you know, should I get this truck or, you know, what it is. He knew off the top, yo, you don't want to book a load over there. That's your old, you know, this dispatcher company or this broker company. Nah, you don't, are they, you know, RTS certified? You know what I mean? You want to know all those things. You can't be messing around because the loads is going this fast. You picking up one phone, you call another broker on this phone.
right.
These are all the different things that you got to know. And it's like, if you don't know it, you're going to blow it, period. Like, and just coming down there, I was like, man, this dude really know his stuff. So if y'all thinking about leaning on the mentorship, I'm not just saying this because I know him, you know, I'm saying, or because I work with him. I'm saying this because it's facts. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally facts. And the people that we dispatch for, they're grateful. You know what I mean? They like, damn, man, you getting me good loads on the load board. You know what I mean? We be sitting there for hours looking at the load board, you know, getting hung up on. Sir, what did you say? Click.
Right.
You know, it'd be like it's going crazy. And it's
I can't do that. I can't do that. $1.50 a mile or nothing. $1.50 a mile or nothing.
Yeah. Did you see what it was posted for?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not playing. And it's people out here thirsty that you're competing with. You know what I mean? So it's people out there taking that $1.50 a mile. So if you in this industry and you booking yourself, come on, stop playing yourself, man. You know, come to Death Row, like you say, come to Death Row.
Right.
$2.50 a mile, and you're gonna be good. You're gonna be eating, and you're gonna be able to do what? Buy some real estate.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to stack your money and, you know, get involved in some different things. I know I keep saying, I probably done said it 2-3 times already. We are trucking out the box, outside of the box truck, outside of the box, as you know, someone to say being sheltered. No, we're not sheltered. We're breaking down barriers. I mean, I don't know any other. I mean, think about what we're doing over here at Bylug. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we have a trucking company.
In 1 year.
1 year. We have a trucking company. We have our own media company. We have our own soundtrack that is doing very, very well. You guys are really streaming and loving the soundtrack. So, you know, we have a dispatching company now. So our dispatching company is already growing. There's people that's seeing like, okay, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I could wake up in the morning and I could possibly, depending on how many drivers I got, I could be done within 1 to 3 hours and have my whole day ahead and make anywhere between, you know, 500 plus each driver every week. If I'm getting the whole, you know, 100% of the 10%, it's unbeatable, them type of numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he say we done for, you know, 1 to 3 hours. We're not truly done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Calls to the driver. We still got to make phone calls to the brokers. You know what I mean?
And that's as a courtesy. Tell them that's as a courtesy too.
Yeah.
We're not just booking the loads and then all, you know, that's it. No, we calling and checking up on our drivers. We calling the brokers. We're emailing on their behalf, on our clients' behalf, our drivers' behalf. You know, we're constantly giving updates. This is stuff that you don't want your. I was driving before, right? So I know when you're driving, it's hard to send an email. I know when you're driving, it's hard to answer the phone and give a location update. I know when you're driving, you know, it's hard to relay and take pictures and fill out COIs with this as certificate holders and fill out carrier packets and stuff like that. My company does all that stuff for the driver. So, you know, like he said, it's never, and then my driver might get there and I don't want my driver having to fight for a TONU, which is TONU, truck order not unloaded. If they get to the shipper and for some reason it's too high because the broker lied about the dimensions or he was ignorant to the dimensions, or, you know, it weighed too much after he left. He felt a little funny, so he went to the weigh station, weighed too much. Now we got to get a truck order not unloaded. So we got to get back on the board. I mean, if my driver calls me an hour later after, let's say he had to deadhead to the drop, he deadheads to the pickup, he gets to the pickup. Now all of a sudden they can't get him loaded. I'm gonna get that TONU so that shipper can, or so that broker can negotiate with the shipper to get my driver paid for the miles to that load. And then now I got to get back on the board no matter where I'm at or no matter what I was just doing. I got to run upstairs to my office and I got to get, my driver booked another load. So that's a benefit of dealing with a truck dispatching company that has owner operator that has I'm not an owner operator, but that has owners of the company who used to be owner operators. It's a big difference. And I don't want to discourage anyone who wants to start their dispatching company and you're not an owner operator. By any means, run it all the way up. But I'm just letting you guys know the facts, right? The facts is when you drove, you're able to not only relay dispatching, but you're able to teach dispatching in a whole nother way. Like how I talked about the filters. That's way too much sauce to give over the live. So I'm not gonna talk about the different type of filters I put in on these apps that we book loads on. However, like I was telling Beezy today, the only reason why I even know those, besides my ties within the dispatcher community with people like Box Truck Bros, Trucker Empire, etc., is because I drove. So I know what kind of loads I used to pick up. I know what can fit in the truck. I know what can't fit in the truck. I know every budget dimension. I know riders dimensions. I know, Freightliner, International. I know the Morgan dimensions on the boxes. So I know a lot. I'm very informational on when it comes, and I'm very helpful when it comes to the drivers being able to book them. So, we love dispatching over here. We are outreaching, we're staffing out, but even with ourselves, I just love how, we have that time and that freedom to, like he said, learn about real estate, to, learn about this industry, learn about that industry and get into it. But, so Brewster Media, what, if someone did want to add you or something like that, or, go ahead, can you leave another comment or something like that so I could pin your comment?
Oh man, so I'm over here. I can't. Only the host can type.
Oh, okay. Let me try to tag. Not a problem at all. Let me tag your page then. That way they can definitely that way they can definitely go ahead and add you and stuff like that. And we can definitely do that too. If you guys have any questions as well, these last let's see how long we got on here. We got about 20 minutes left on here. I do want you guys to ask a little bit of questions specifically pertaining to either some type of another industry, not just about trucking, but maybe opinions. Hey, should I get into crypto? Hey, can you go over this part again? Or hey, I'm thinking about buying a house, a duplex, an apartment. I want to do Airbnbs. Can you talk about Airbnbs? What if somebody wants to do an Airbnb? What if somebody wants to rent a space or lease a space and throw parties or something like that? I mean, is that something?
Yeah.
Can you rent a property or rent a condo and then if that's what it's called? I don't know the terms. Let me know. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can sublease. Typically it's frowned upon. You know what I mean? It's just like me it's like me borrowing your car and then I let somebody else borrow your car. You know what I mean? I can do that if they're gonna return, they're gonna return the car in perfect condition. But if you found out like, damn, I told you can borrow my car. You know what I mean? So like when it comes to subleasing and doing those different type of things, I don't recommend it, to be honest, unless it's big cheese and you trust the people that you're putting in there. So like, say, my grandmother stays with me, or I own my grandmother's house. So, say she moved out of there. Her mortgage is still on the house. Even though I own the house, she has a mortgage in her name. So if I subleased her house when she moves out, like that would be, it wouldn't be right if somebody came in there and, say they was cooking and they burned down the house, because I'm not liable for the mortgage because she has insurance and everything. They're going to pay for it. Exactly. But I mean, it just, it gets more hairy in those type of situations. So I recommend just being 100% owning it. You know what I mean? Back to the multiple streams of income, like that's extremely beneficial. You know what I mean? I seen him with the dispatching in the, the trucking industry. I'm not going to hop in a box truck, but I know that I can help him.
He wanted to, y'all. He wanted to. Hey, man, I'm thinking about
Hey, I ain't going to lie to you, man. You watch the videos and you see 30 bands in 8 weeks and et cetera, you know what I mean? Because that's possible. But another thing we're going to tap on, that's what you staying down. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to be in the trenches when you're trying to run up that 30 bands, and you got to be about your bread. You can't be staying at the Ritz-Carlton and, you know what I mean, eating out, you know what I mean, get you the bologna sandwiches.
Can't be going home every week. You can't
Yeah.
be going home every week or two.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
go home.
that's not it. That's not the vibe. Y'all want to hire these over the road drivers, or maybe you want to be an owner operator or something. Stay down till you come up.
Yeah. And with that being said,
make it worth it though. Make it worth it.
Pay your drivers. You know what I mean? If you are if you hiring drivers, man, make sure you paying them, because they can hop out that box truck and catch a flight back home, and you be hit. So yeah, make sure you paying your drivers.
Somebody said, is it true that commercial real estate is better than residential properties for tax breaks?
I don't know about tax breaks, but I know owning more units, you gonna be up. You know what I mean? It's just simple math. If I'm in the homes right now, but me and my boy are starting an apartment syndication company. So if y'all running up money in trucking, we finding the deals, and we, opening up a platform for people to invest in apartment complexes. So stay tuned for that.
I know y'all still in the early stages, but I mean, it's
go
50
ahead and
people in here.
if you can, I'm gonna text you the link right now. You can drop the link in the comments to the website.
Email it to me. You gotta
Okay.
to email it to me. Okay, so wait a minute. Like I said, I know it's early. I know it's early in the in you guys' process, but I mean, I got a lot. It's like I said, it's 50 people in here, and it's a lot of people in trucking that actually are successful. So if somebody did want to, invest a bag into that, what's the return projections looking like? What's something?
Oh, man. It's hard to say. Each deal is different, 100%. But when I say I'm not gonna sign somebody else up for a trash deal, because I got skin in the game as well. My reputation's in the game, and obviously I put some bread and some time into this. So I want to see a return on my investment. So yeah, with that being said, like it's gonna be some money to be made. So there's a 20 or 22 unit that we're looking at in Manhattan, Kansas, and it's anywhere. The purchase price on it right now is probably like 1.7 million, and then we plan to sell in 5 years. So I'll just speak on what my returns will be for the syndicator. So I'm looking to get anywhere between 75 to 100 bands, and pretty much all I'm doing is just finding the deal, putting a property manager in place, and then just kind of sitting back and collecting the check. You know what I mean? So for somebody to say you put in, we typically like to get anywhere between 12 to 17% return on investment. And that's just for the yearly. So say you put in 100 bands, you know what I mean? We're going to get you $17,000 a year. And then you kind of get that 100 bands back when we sell the property 5, 6, 7 years from now. You know what I mean? So it's like
so I'm getting 17 times 5 plus my 100 back.
Yep. Yep. And then what we typically like you to do is we typically like you to roll that 100 bands or whatever you make. It's that 100 bands is minimum. You know what I mean? Typically, it's minimum. Like we said, inflation, obviously that inflation on the money is going up. The property's depreciating or appreciating. We typically like to look for add value properties. So we find the units that are going for a cheaper cost. The rent's not really there. The market's right, but they haven't made any upgrades to the building. I mean, the appliances are trash, or the cabinets are weak. Everybody know the most important thing when people are looking for properties is the kitchen, and then it's the bathroom. Those are the places you spend the least amount of time. But when you walk in there, you want you want those things to be nice. You want the walk-in showers, you want the stainless steel appliances, you want the fresh white cabinets,
the jacuzzi tub.
Yeah, jacuzzi, you know what I mean?
Some with them jets. Maybe something real deep, you know what I mean?
You ain't walking nobody into your house and saying, look at my kitchen if you got the white refrigerator, you know what I mean? Or you got the stove with the grease all over the back, you know what I mean? But if you got the stainless steel appliances, you walking in there like, I can see what's in the refrigerator before I even open it up. Oh, we ain't got no water in here, you know what I mean? So like, those are things people care about. I care about those things too. You know what I mean? So like, I want to do those for my tenants, to make sure that, you know, they living in a luxury place at a cheaper rate. So yeah, stay tuned for that next YouTube video because we're going to teach you how to get those luxury items for cheaper costs.
What about quick flips, man? Is quick flips still a jug, or you don't really? I didn't hear you really mention that too much.
I don't like doing flips, simply because there's money to be made in it. You know what I mean?
You don't like spending 50 and then put another 50 in it, getting possibly another 50?
I mean, that's
Does
cool.
it work like that, or
that's cool and all, but like, yeah, it works like that. But I'm a long-term guy. I like to build that legacy. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about, like I was getting towards, you know what I mean? If you own one home and you raise the rent, you know, $50 for the year, okay, you just made, you know, an extra, you know, $600. But if you own 250 units and you raise, you know, $50 a year, you do the math on that. So 600 times 250. You know what I mean? That's the type of cash you're getting if you raise the rent. You know what I mean? So it's like the more you own, the more you get paid. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to own more. You could do a quick flip. You know what I mean? I could throw 50 bands and, you know, flip a house, paint the walls, you know, put some appliances in there, and then sell it or whatever. But I like to rent it out because, like, I'm not paying on it anyway. The person who's living there is paying the mortgage for me. So I'm as long as I'm making $100 a month, as long as I'm not paying into it at the end of the year, I'm good. But you want to have those reserves as well, just in case the furnace goes out, you know, things like that.
Well, talk to me though, Beezy, because what if somebody's renting? Let's say they living somewhere, they renting right now, and they buy a house, and you telling them to rent that out. But what about them? They still renting. So what do they do? Do you recommend they do it like that? Do you recommend they move out of that rented house and then stay in the house they just bought? They go back to mommy house. What do I do?
First off, if you're renting a house right now from someone, and you know the owner, I would go and talk to them and try and do a lease to buy situation. You know what I mean? Especially if you plan on living in this house for 5-6 years. It's like, well, shit, it's just like leasing a car. You know what I mean? I go lease me a Beamer. At the end of that option, at the end of the 3 years, I can buy that Beamer at, you know, whatever depreciated price it's at. So if you go in and rent a house because you know your credit ain't right, you ain't got the money for the down payment, all these things, you want to make sure, hey, you obviously you like the house because you moved into it. You don't want to move twice. Moving is trash. Everybody know that. You know what I mean? You want to move to
yeah, you played me on the video.
Moving is trash. So yeah, when you going to sign them leases, man, use that mouthpiece. You know, talk to them. Hey man, I really like this property, man. How many properties you got? Oh, I got 20 units. You know, I got 20 properties. Well, are you interested in selling this property? Actually, I am kind of interested in selling this property. Well, guess what, man? I'm gonna be a tenant for you for 3 to 4 years. Can we kind of sign something saying at the end of the 4 years I want to buy this property? Well, yeah, we can look into that. Let's talk about that over lunch or something like that. You know what I mean? Now you're actually using your equity. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I've been paying on this guy's mortgage, and he's saying, okay, I'm building up my capital on the back end so I can go get that loan from the bank so I can buy the house I'm living in right now. That's the first key you guys need to try and do. Get out of renting. And renting is killing you.
Man, y'all hear that, man? Renting is killing y'all. So definitely try that option. Now, in the alternative, you know, I'm playing devil because let's say they owner ain't going for it, so they gotta find another owner. Then what do they do?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, my apologies. So if their owner of the home that they're renting right now doesn't want to sell them the house, right? He's like, nah, man, you know, you just moved in, man. No. But you want to rent, you got the 2 years, you got the okay credit score, you got a bag in the bank. What do you do? If you purchase the property, then what do you do with it if you're in a position of you're still renting your home that you and your family live in?
So I recommend you guys adding value. So adding a room, you know, if you bought a house and it's not top tier, you know what I mean, you go through, you replace some drywall, you make some paint, you upgrade the carpet, and then say, you know, I'm gonna do a scenario for my homie Marshall. He bought his house in 2019 for $77,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. What he did was stop playing and get the mentor.
Right.
So yeah, he bought his house for 77 bands. He put 20 into it, and then he reappraised the house after 6 months, and the house was worth 150,000. So what the bank did was the bank gave him 80%. So they gave him $120,000 cash. They didn't give him that because obviously he had a loan out already on the property. So what they did was they paid off that $77,000 that he owed, and he got a check for 50 bands. what he did with that 50 bands is he rolled that over into another property. You know what I mean? So he bought another property with that 50 bands. And guess what? Everybody knows that, houses are going for, it's a buyer's market or a seller's market right now. So houses are going for crazy. He knows that. What he do? He went and refinanced his house again, didn't do anything to it, and got another 50 bands. You know what I mean? So it's like,
So wait a minute. Wait. I gotta cut you off. You said it's a seller's market, but we need to get into real estate. We need to get in. What do I do? Do I wait? Do I wait and get another 2 years of income statements, or shall I just wait, or shall I just hop in now with the 2 years I got because it's only gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? Talk to me.
So one of the phrases that I've heard and that I live by is you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. So typically, like if it's I don't want to give too much because I got a venture that I'm coming out with, and I'm trying to get my homies a part of it. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Stay tuned because it's about to be crazy.
Okay, let me see. I think I still got your page copied in here, man. I really want to let me see if I can pin that. Make sure you guys click on that because I think you guys could really benefit from subscribing to his channel in a lot of different ways. We trucking out the box over here. I see a lot of videos, and we ain't gonna never discuss negativity on this page. I'm never gonna address other content creators. I feel like that's very tacky and lame. So that's never gonna happen on this page. However, we are aware of everything that's going on, and we see everything. We got some of the best subscribers in the world, so they share us everything, and that goes on in the YouTuber world, which is it's been kind of weird lately. But like I said, y'all, we trucking out the box. We're gonna do whatever is profitable. We're gonna get into the trucking industry. We're gonna always tell y'all what's going on, what's lit, what's not lit, different avenues, how to run up the capital, how to take care of your wife, right? Boss your wife up too. Boss yourself up, boss your wife up. Ladies out there, maybe y'all in that role, maybe your husband or your man, maybe you could put him in a position and boss him up. Right. So maybe maybe trucking, he ain't really never thought about trucking, but his dream is to own a barbershop or something like that. So it's nothing to hop into this industry and go buy that and then run up that capital and buy that real estate and get that to your man so he can open up that barbershop, so he can open up that auto body shop, so he can open up that paint shop, so he can open up, that sneaker shop because he a custom guy. He put together sneakers, whatever. Maybe he want to put he want to sell like, tobacco and liquor or something like that. Whatever. It's all tied to real estate, and the capital can come from whatever industry you get in. And right now, you already know we in this trucking, whether it's dispatching, brokering, leasing out equipment, owner operators, maybe you directly in the owner seat, whatever. Just make sure you guys save your coin, put it to something useful, do your research. Ain't nothing wrong with YouTube University. Read a couple books. Give them some good books they can read too, man. I know you gave me a couple of gems. Go some good books that they might want to read. That'll kind of motivate them a little bit more to get into this real estate thing too, or just life, period.
Yeah. So Think and Grow Rich is a really good book. That's by Napoleon Hill. That book was written a long time ago though, but it's still a great read.
You can catch it on Amazon, audio or regular. I ordered it. As soon as he told me about it, I got it downstairs by my chest table right now.
Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I have never read the book, to be honest, but a lot of people stand by it. And they say it's a phenomenal book to read.
48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, 48 Laws of Power. That'll help you understand. It's a 48 Laws of Power is a book. Like, you want to go. A lot of people that I've talked to about it is like, man, you don't want to read that book. That book is, whatever. But like the way that book plays is, if you read it, you can see how it's been affected to you. I'm not gonna give you too many gems on it because I want you to actually read the book. But this ain't Spark Notes. we ain't gonna read the book for you and give you the keys. So yeah, right. Tap in there. But yeah, man, you gotta learn, man. And one thing I will say is,
what about that millennial book?
Yeah,
Waking Up in the Morning.
Yeah, man,
okay.
That's big keys, like big jewels in there.
Broke millennial, y'all. Broke millennial.
A lot of y'all broke. I was a broke millennial. You buying these different things that are depreciating in value instead of appreciating or allowing you to pull money out of one reason why I'm in real estate is because it allows you to create your own bank. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing in this world that can allow, if you buy a car, nine times out of 10, that car is going to depreciate. Yeah, you can go pay the car off and get another loan on it, but it ain't never going to be what it's worth. I ain't never truly found somebody that had a real estate or some property and then they was able to get less than what, you know what I mean? My house was built in 1910, you know what I mean? So like, there's been some ups and downs, but typically it's up. You know what I mean? Real estate is like the stock market. It's going to take a couple dips, you know what I mean? But as long as you in a good stock, it's going like, you know what I mean? It's going to get up there again. Like you ain't never bought a house and 20 years from now, it's like, oh, that house is worth 2 bands. You know what I mean? That's unheard of. Even the land that the house stands on, you know what I mean? You might be looking at some property like, this house is just done. We can't even do anything with this house. But it's
if it's in the hood, what about the people watching out there? They see a house in the hood, 20,000. Should they do that or not?
Oh, man, let me tell y'all, man, y'all don't even know. So I'm gonna teach y'all some super jugs. You know what I mean? You get the house that's worth 20,000. You and your girl not really married. She working a 9-to-5 job. She not really getting big cheese. There are loans, you know what I mean, that you can take out to get your roof done, your windows done. Check and see if you got lead paint in your house. You know what I mean? They coming in through throwing brand new windows. They coming in redoing your roof. You know what I mean? All these different things. Like it's so many programs out there for people that have low income. You know what I mean? So even if you're trapping, your man's trapping and you working, you know what I mean? Y'all finesse the system because they finessing y'all. So it's time for some get back.
Man, I appreciate that, man. We literally got about 3 minutes left. Talk to the people. Let them know where they can find you. Let them know where they can, list all your social media, everything. Let them know your YouTube page. Let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, so I'm on Bruced Up Media. If you want to do some consultations, man, about real estate, you can hit me on my business cell, 402-710-2776. Again, the number is 402-710-2776. Don't be blowing me up talking about nothing, though, man, because time is money, and I can't be out here, giving you keys that you can look up for yourself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, tap in.
Okay, and you gave me a YouTube and your Instagram.
Yeah, just underscore be easy. You know what I mean? So check me out there. But yeah, tap into my YouTube channel. In the description box, I'm gonna put all this information for you to sign me on my socials, etc. He already dropped that link. So yeah, tap in, man. It's time to start buying back the block for real.
Man, love that, man. And yeah, make sure y'all tap in. You guys already know, Trucking Out the Box. We go live every Sunday from we go live every Sunday for 1 hour at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's every Sunday, guys. Every Monday we drop a brand new video. And I believe you guys voted for Thursday. I gotta look. I can do that live while we're on here, because I can let you guys know about that too. So it looks like my lady will be dropping the vlog for all the ladies out there and the female truckers on Wednesdays. So every Sunday at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be going live. Every Monday, we're going to drop a brand new video for you guys. And every single Wednesday, Bree is going to direct. Maybe sometimes I'll direct the video for her, but she's going to be dropping a vlog on the life of a female trucker, basically, right? What is her day like? What's she waking up doing? Maybe some girly stuff like face routines and just a lot of different stuff for the ladies. How is it difficult? Her role, helping me out, everything. So I think you guys are going to love that. And yeah, man, it's Trucking Out the Box. It's Bruced Up Media. It's Bylug, man. Tap in. If y'all want more of this, let me see for this last 30 seconds. Drop in the comments more. Put your favorite emoji, something. Give me some indicators that y'all want more of this type of content, more of this type of pressure, and you guys are really interested in growth, basically, right? Drop your favorite emoji, drop the word more, drop media, drop something. I'm going to let this intro or this outro ride out, and we out, man. Till next time. It's up.
I've been in my bag. Please don't make me mad. You been in your feelings. That won't get no cash. Only L's I take is LLCs. We first, not last. I've been in my bag. I've been in my bag. I've been in my bag. Please don't make me mad. You been